Hello there, Eric here, and we're going to introduce to you, today I'm going to introduce to you a tool to help you study words, vocabulary, and terms, and it's called Quizlet. And this website, this smartphone application, will help you refresh your memory, help you study vocabulary words, to help you understand readings in class and prepare for tests. So Quizlet is a very simple tool. It helps you study vocabulary. You can study vocabulary there. You can review words. The most useful thing about Quizlet is its flashcards. And if you've ever used flashcards, you hold up a piece of paper and you look at both sides. It has the same thing, but it's on your smartphone or on your PC. And there's a couple of different word study games that you can play and quizzes that you can take to help you remember important vocabulary words. And for my classes in particular, we're going to be using this as an additional tool to help you with words that you find difficult. But first of all, you can find it at Quizlet.com. 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 And for our class, I'm going to go through and show you how it's an example of how it's being used. But to find materials for my classes or this class, you'll go to Quizlet.com. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can also download the smartphone application. But you just simply do a search for my name, Eric Hawkinson, and then there will be a list of classes. You can choose the one that you're in. Or you can just use or click on the URL I provide. I'm just going to click on that right now. And then it'll take us out to Quizlet. Now, you'll notice here I'm on the website, and it has Unit 1A Japanese. So this is an English to Japanese translation of a list of words for something called Unit 1A. Now, that is not important. It's just the name of the chapter of the book these words come from. So you can search to see what you're reading, what you're studying, and that is the title of this set of words. And then here you can see a list of English and Japanese meanings associated with those words. There are 15 in this list here. But if you don't have a link like the one I just showed you, you'll just go to Quizlet.com and you'll see this homepage. Now, you can search for my name, Eric Hawkinson, no spaces, and you'll see a list of sets with that name. And you can just click actually on me, and then you can see my profile and all of the vocabulary lists I've created. And we'll go back to the one we just saw, Unit 1A Japanese. So this is a list of words here. Now, you could just look at these words and see the English and the Japanese meaning. You can actually listen to them.
Attitude.
態度
Attitude.
態度
Attitude.
態度
Impact.
インパクト
Experience.
経験
You just go through and listen to how they sound and the Japanese meaning of them. But this really gets more popular with all of these study options that you have on the top. You can do some flashcards. You can take spelling and learn tests. You can play a match and gravity game. And sometimes we may even use this during class. But the most important one is flashcards to help you study. And what that does is it pulls up a list for
態度
you. Then you can just look at that and try to remember the English meaning of that.
Attitude.
Just touch it on your smartphone or click it, and you can flip it over.
態度、
Attitude.
態度、
Attitude.
インパクト、
And you go to the next one. And again,
Impact.
インパクト、
if you find one that's important or one that you want to study in particular, if you're logged in, you can put a star on that for later. You can add notes too.
経験、
Now you can also
経験、
shuffle them
経験、経験、
Experience.
or just have it go through by itself.
肯定的な、
Positive.
I'm just hitting the play button here.
インスピレーションを得た、
Inspired.
Just turned it off, so it stops playing automatically. And then you have options too. You can start with Japanese or English.
Inspired.
So now the English is going to pop up first, and then you think of the Japanese meaning.
インスピレーションを得た、
Goal.
ゴール、
Individual.
個人、個々の、
Anyway, let's go back. So that's one of the games that we can play. Now, also, there's lists and tests that you can take. For example, you just hit tests, and there are meanings here, and you have to type in the answer. I'll just type in some random stuff here. Multiple choice. Conference. Yaruki. Yuki, courage. That's here. I think that's attitude. Positive. I better know these, right? Changes. True or false. I'm just going to go through these real quick just to show how this works. And then you can check your answers. And it tells you if you're right or wrong. So it's a good way to practice spelling, choosing from multiple choice, and true or false. These are exactly the types of questions you'll see in tests in my courses. So this is very good practice before you take tests. Now, you can also have a little fun here too in play. Now you can do a match, which is very interesting. We'll put up a bunch of words, and you have to match the English and the Japanese, or the English to the meaning of that word. And it's a game. You have to do it as fast as you can. So a bunch of words pop up. And for example, let's see here, positive. I've just matched them together. Conference. Experience. There you are. Goal. Attitude. Changes. Inspiration. Now, it tells me that I've did it in 25.6 seconds. So now I'm in first place. Actually, it'll keep a leaderboard. So if some of you want to compete with each other in these games, please. I'm the first one to do this here, so it says I'm number one right now. So if you want to try to be number one on these leaderboards, please have fun with that. Now, in this particular class, I'm just going to exit this here and go back. There are Japanese, but also there are synonyms, and there are other units here. Now, be careful not to study things outside of this particular class. It's possible that in this account, in my account, there are word sets for many different classes that I teach. So please be careful not to study. You can study them, of course, if you want, but they may not be connected to the tests but related to the course you're taking. So please be careful about that. Okay, so that's just a quick introduction. If you have any questions about that, we can go over those in class again. So again, that's an introduction to Quizlet to help you study vocabulary, words, and translation of words for our class. Thanks, guys. See you around.